Hello, it's CraftyRia, and I'm back again to recycle some more Christmas cards. I want to get as many in as I can before Christmas, and we're getting down to the wire. So I have 3 to recycle today. But first I want to show you something that I got from Amazon to go on my Christmas cards that I mail out. I ordered these stickers. It's a set of 600 stickers for envelope seals. I have 6 rolls of them. I guess there's 100 on each roll. So we have these cute snowy friends and the snowflakes, Merry Christmas, joy, ho ho ho, and some Santas. And then these really cute gingerbread men and girls. And this one has all kinds of little guys on it. The dog hair is free. And then there's this one. I went ahead and opened the roll of this one. Really cool. I got these on Amazon. It was the best deal that I could find. There are 600 of them. And they are $7.99 Amazon Prime, so they shipped free. I ordered them yesterday. They were supposed to come tomorrow, but they came today. And they are 1.5 inches in diameter. So they are a pretty good size. I thought they would be really cool to seal the envelopes that I send out Christmas cards with. I'm going to be sending a whole bunch out this year, because I'm in that Christmas card exchange again, the Carnival Cruise one, and I have about, not very many this year, only 62 people to send to on that one. Last year I think it was over 100. Okay, so let's get started with the cards. I found these on my desk again. I have a stack of them on my desk, so I decided I would use what I have out rather than digging through my stash. So I picked these 3, and I'm going to go ahead and make these into 5x7 cards. I picked 3 card bases that I thought would go with them pretty well. And these are from this collection, A7 Cards and Envelopes, from Darius, and I got this box at Pat Catan's when they were going out of business at a really good price. But you can use anything you have on hand. You can even make your own card bases out of cardstock, and you've seen me do that many times. I just happen to have 1 million or so of these, so I decided I'd go ahead and use them. They're not all Christmas colors, so I'm trying to work with what I have. I thought the green would be good for this guy, and I think I will mat him on some, I don't know if you can tell, this is glitter, white glitter paper. And I thought I would mat the snowman on white glitter paper on that blue background as well. And this guy I thought was so cool because he's purple, and there is some yellow in here, and I thought I would mat him on purple on the yellow. I thought that would be kind of pretty. And this is purple glitter paper. There you go. You can see it pretty good that way. Let's see if I can get you to see this white. Sort of. The camera doesn't really pick it up so good, but it is glittery. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and start with this purple one. I thought this card was so cute. The little penguin and the polar bear, just adorable. So let's go ahead and cut the card down. I'll start by cutting the front off the card as close to the fold as I can. And then I will cut out the sentiment from the inside. I always check the back of the card in case there's anything cool on there that I would want to keep for something else. If you don't have a lot of white cardstock, a lot of the times that comes in handy for stamping. Okay, so let me see how much of this I'm going to have to cut down. I'm probably going to take a little bit off of this edge, just so I have the same amount on each side. You don't lose a lot of the image that way. It still looks pretty good. And I just like to eyeball it and see if I have enough room on each side to add a little bit of a white matte, or in this case purple matte. And I think that would be good. So this card is 5 by 7, so I want to cut the matte down to be 1/4 of an inch smaller. So I'm going to start, I'm going to make sure I use the clean edge to the paper. This came from a paper pad, and you can see where this edge was torn off, so I don't want to cut on that edge. So it's 5 by 7, so I want to start with 4 3/4. By 6 3/4. This edge kind of has a little funky thing on the corner, so I'm going to turn it around. I want the corners to be really good. Let's see how that looks on there. I might have to trim the card down a little bit more to give it a better look. No, I think that looks pretty good. Maybe just a sliver off the bottom, just so the mat is a little more even all the way around. And again, I'm not measuring. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want it to look pretty good. I want to be able to see the mat on all 4 sides, and that looks pretty good. I think that looks good. Okay, make sure my card's opening the right way, and I'll start by putting this onto the card base. Use my double-sided adhesive. This is ATG. The refills are very inexpensive. I've priced many different glue guns, and I think you really get the most bang for your buck out of this one. Pick the prettiest side, and I will go ahead and line that up. And then I will put this on top. And for this, since it's going on to glitter paper, I'm going to use wet adhesive. This happens to be art glitter glue, and I think it just has more of a tooth to sink into the glitter to hold this on. I've used tape in the past, and sometimes it can come up. Hold 2 corners and just kind of eyeball it, the other 2 corners, and see where I'm at. And I'm going to push this down really good, get my bone folder, and just push it down good. This way it smushes the glue down into the glitter really, really good. So there we have that. I have a purple scrap here. It doesn't exactly match the front, but I think it's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and mount this onto the purple scrap. And I will trim it out. Okay, now to embellish the front of this. I have a bag of goodies over here that I picked for some of these cards. I have some snowflakes. And I thought the presents on this sticker sheet looked pretty good. I thought I could put a third present up along with those. I'm trying to see what colors would go good. I think this color would go really good. And that'll add some foil to it. Trying to think where I want to put this other present. Maybe down on the ground. I'm going to go ahead and set that right on the ground there. And there are some little like starbursts or snowflakes that I thought would go kind of cute in this sky. There's a whole bunch of snowflakes already in the sky, and I thought these would look really cute. I'll add a few of those up there. I never know what to do with a lot of these really little stickers from these sticker sets. Put one more. This red one. I think they look kind of cute up there, and then that kind of gives it a little bit of foil at the bottom. I don't think I'll use the snowflakes on there. I thought he would look really cute. Well, I don't know if it's a he, maybe it's a she, with a candy cane in his hand. I'm going to put a dot of glue on this candy cane to help hold it down. Sometimes these stickers don't stick so good when they're a funny shape like that. There, I thought that would look really cute in his hand. I think it does. And I think I'm going to bling up this a little bit. I have, of course, my bling box. I love my bling box. And since that's red there, I might do red. Or I also have purple. I think I have pink. I do have purple. I'm going to do purple. Purple's my favorite color. Matches my nails. This bling I get from AliExpress. It's just these little tiny pieces of bling, and they're on a strip of adhesive. They're really, really easy to work with. I'm going to put this right on this red border, so there's a little red showing behind the purple. Just kind of dolls it up a little bit, I think. And as you can see, the adhesive rips really easy. This is so easy to work with. There. So just added a little bit of bling on there. Now it makes them look so much happier. Okay, so we have that card done, and let's do another. Let's go ahead with this guy. I decided I would use this dark blue and this white to matte. Now, as you can tell, this card is kind of big. It's actually a little bit bigger than the 5x7 card, so I'm going to have to cut it down. Get my paper trimmer. And first, I'll do what I always do. I'll cut the front off, obviously. And then I'll cut out the inside, the sentiment. Some of these cardstocks, really, the inside of a card have a really good, I almost want to say, tooth to it. It's almost feels like a cloth. It's a really good paper. I think they'd be great for rubber stomping. So if you have a piece big enough, like this would be big enough for a sentiment. Alright, so we have that. Let's see about width from left to right. I'm going to have to trim it down a little bit on all four sides. We're limited on the top as to how high we can go because we have the reindeer up there. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to take off what I know I can take off of there without ruining the image. And I need to take a little bit off the side. I'm going to take some off this side because I don't want to take any more off of this side. It's too close to the snowman. I'm just eyeballing just a little piece. And that's good. And then I have to see how much I need to take off the bottom. Probably right to the top of that piece of snow. It takes off a little bit of the snowman's bottom snowball, but it's not that much. Alright, and I think that is pretty good. I have about the same size. Same amount on each side. And I'm going to do the same thing with this white that I did with the other. I will cut it to size. Since I'm going to need it for both cards, I have to be careful which way I do it. I'll start with this. I'm going to cut 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And then line this up and see what we've got here. I still think I need to take a little bit off that right side. Let me see what it looks like on the card. No, I think that looks okay. I'm going to go ahead and leave that. I think it looks good. And I will adhere it down just like I did with the other one. I don't have any ribbon or anything to put on here, so I don't have to worry about, you know, wrapping something around the back. Now, if you're worried about the weight of a card, especially a 5x7 card, and you're putting essentially 2 extra pieces of cardstock, you can always cut out the center of this, or use your die cuts and cut them out, because that way you'll have decorative die cuts for another project. And you're going to save weight on your card, and nobody will know. You won't be able to see, because you can see that this covers it right up. But for the sake of time in the video, I'm not doing that. And again, I'm going to use this art glitter glue for the back. You can use any kind of a liquid adhesive you like. You can even use tape. But it, as I said before, it doesn't stick as good to the glitter paper. I'm going to hold 2 of the corners, opposite corners, and then line this up. Use my bone folder and squish that adhesive around. Now, of course, this needs a little bit of embellishment on it too, and it is actually pretty heavy. Okay, so I have my bag of embellishments again. And I have these white snowflakes that I got from Dollar Tree that I absolutely love. I might just use this really big one up in the corner. Okay. There we go. And we just have that really big snowflake up in the corner. That looks kind of cool. And this card already has a lot of glitter on it. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but there's glitter all over the snowman and the trees and up in the sky. So I don't really need to add a lot to it. But just out of curiosity, it's my Postage Scale, Amazon again. And it weighs 0.8 ounces. Let me add an envelope to it. And that's exactly 1 ounce. So this is going to have to go at a higher postage rate if there's anything added to it at all, rather than 55 cents. So it's really good to be careful how heavy your card is going to be. This one doesn't feel as heavy. Let me see. It's the same. It's 1. So on these, when I'm matting them on that glitter paper, I'm going to have to be careful and cut some goodies out of the insides. These are great because I can use them to hand deliver to someone or to put in a package. I'm not that worried about it. But I like to keep my things under 1 ounce whenever possible, so I don't have to put extra postage on it. Okay, so we have one more. I have this little guy. He's so cute, and I'm going to be putting some extra stuff on him, so I am going to be careful about the weight. So what I'm going to do with him is I'm going to cut out the green edge. I'm cutting off that white border. Getting as close to that white border as I can. And slightly to the printed side of it. See, I'm just taking very little of the printed side off of that border. And then I will cut out, this one just says Be Merry. Oh, I forgot to put the sentiment on the inside of that other card. That will take it over an ounce. All right, so we have a lot of room left on this card, but that's okay because the white border will make up for it. So I'm going to cut this again to the same size. I'm going to cut it at 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And there, he's going to have a nice big white edge to him. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to my die cutter and I will cut out some dies out of the inside of this. Or actually what I could do right here on camera without going off is I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to put it here. Get my pencil. And on the back side, I'm just making a line, kind of where, just to give myself an idea. I'm going to cut a square out of the inside, or a rectangle, inside of those lines. And you can use this type of a paper trimmer to do it. Just put it inside. I'm going to give myself a little bit of room. Just like that. And I can't really look over my head to see what I'm doing here. But if you go really slow, you can feel it hit the cut part. And see, I have 3 sides cut out already. And go with number 4. There's my little scissors. I didn't quite cut that edge just where I wanted it. Okay. And then you can save this for another project. And then you just have this piece as your mat. And it does save a lot of the weight. And I'll go ahead and put my adhesive on all 4 sides of this. And then I will eyeball that. And then he'll just go on top of there and you'll never know that I cut out the inside. So I will go ahead and use some of this glue, since I'm still adhering it to the glitter paper. This works great for paper on paper. It works great to put thick embellishments on your paper. It's not just a glitter glue. Okay, kind of line him up. I don't want to use the bone folder to press him down too far. I just want to press the edge that's really touching that, because I don't want to bring up the crease of the paper that's in there. But you can't tell at all. By opening it, you cannot tell that there's a hole cut out of the inside. It's a great way to save some of your, especially if you're using fancy papers. It's a great way to save the fancy papers. Before I lose this little Be Merry guy, I want to put him on a piece of green, and I'm going to make it big. And since he's so little, I'm going to use the glue again. I'm going to make the border around it pretty big since the word Be Merry is so small. And while I have my glue here open, I'll go ahead and use it. It's actually probably faster to use the glue than it is to use the tape, and really in the long run it is probably even more economical. There. Now there's a lot of blank space up at the top of his head. So I went through my card scraps box. I have a box here. I have this box, and it just has all pieces of cards and little things that I've cut out, extra sentiments and whatever that I just have. I stick them in here. And I found this because I thought this would be cute. 'Tis the season, and then the inside says Be Merry. So I think that's kind of cute. I think that goes with him and doesn't take too much away. However, I want to, because I'm very OCD, I want to trim off a little bit above 'Tis the Season to make it more even, and I want to show you a trick to do that. This is a very narrow sliver of paper, and to get it lined up in here might be pretty tricky to get it to stay put, because when I put this down I won't have any way to hold it. So what I can do is help it along the way by using a piece of paper to hold it. So I'm going to take just a little bit of this glue and put it on the back, not a lot, and I want to put it down. I'm going to lay this flat down, and then I'm going to lay this down and have one end be there and there. So it is squared up along this paper. As you can see, you can't see the white on the back. It is totally squared up on this. So you're pretending that you have a bigger piece of paper. Then I'm going to put it in here. Then I've got this to hold on to and decide exactly where I want that sliver to come off. And then I can take that sliver off and have this whole thing intact and have it still squared up. If you have something small that you want to punch out with a punch, you can do the same thing. Just stick it to a bigger piece of paper and then work it in. So then I want to take off each side. Of course, it's got that little bit of glue on the back, a little bit of tape. Let me go ahead and try to rub this tape off with my finger so it doesn't stick in my trimmer. It's still going to stick in my trimmer a little bit. It's a little hard with that tape on there. There, so now we have that trimmed down, and we'll see how it looks on here. I think that looks pretty good. If I wasn't putting anything else on there, I would pop it up on some foam dots, but I do want to decorate the sides with some candy. Kind of eyeball it, get it in the center. And I have these candy stickers. And I thought they would go really, really cute with him. I thought these here candy stickers would go cute, one on each side of that. And that's going to add a lot of dimension to it. I'll do that, and just for good measure, I'm going to put one down here just to make it 3. Now they are up on 2 pop dots, so they are pretty thick. I'm wondering if I could take one of those pop dots off the back. See if they'll come off. Yes. I'd rather have them a little bit flatter to go through the mail. And in order to do that, I'm going to use this glue on the back. And that way it's only the thickness of 1 pop dot. They do peel off. The bottom of this, the bottom layer of this candy is plastic. So it's not paper. So adhesive comes off of it pretty easy. I'll do the same with this one. And that way it's not so thick to go through the mail. If you want to get really picky, you can use your craft knife and scrape that off. That little bit of glue on there will dry clear. So there we go. We have that. And I will set this aside to dry where these won't get disturbed. All right, I think he came out really cute. I kind of thought about putting a gumdrop on his nose, but I'm not really sure. Like this red gumdrop kind of over his nose. I don't know. You know, I like it. What do you think? And there's a little red behind it, but it kind of looks like a shadow. And that's just up on 1 pop dot, so I went ahead and pushed that down. So now he's got a gumdrop on his nose. Very cute. All right, well, let's see. We have 3 cards. Oh, I forgot to put this on the inside of this blue card. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Since the front of this is blue, I'll go ahead and use this blue cardstock. I buried my tape gun. And again, this is probably going to be too heavy to mail with 1 stamp. So it will be one of my either hand-delivered cards. My husband gives cards out at work, so I usually pick the bulky ones and the heavy ones and tell him to pick from those. Or like I said, with a package. I have a little eBay store. And I always like to send a thank you card with every purchase. And I don't know what this ALEXA is trying to tell me over here. Probably telling me my stickers got delivered. They were delivered this evening. Like I said, they were supposed to be delivered tomorrow. I will put a link to those stickers below. I searched long and hard on eBay for envelope seals, and I think I came up with the best deal and the best variety. Okay, there are my cards. I hope you like them. I hope you enjoy them. I'll put a link to those Amazon stickers for the cards, and I'll probably even put a link to my Amazon store, not my Amazon store, but my eBay store, in case you want to check it out. It's not very exciting. I don't have a whole lot of stuff up there, and it's not very crafty, although I might start putting crafty stuff up there. You never know. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't joined my Facebook group yet, Create with CraftyRia, head on over there, the link's below, and I would love to see you there and to see what you're creating as well. You guys take care, have a wonderful day. Don't forget to leave me a comment and a thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button. And meanwhile, though, go get crafting. Bye-bye.